If you're new to SpaceBourne 2, let me show you the fastest way to get all the legendary items to help you kick even more butt when you do ground missions. While we're at it, I'm going to show you how to upgrade your ship completely to legendary status with the very best weapons and modules you can get. In a nutshell, you're going to need to have your freelancers, your mercenary, as well as your bounty hunting guild all the way to rank 3 before you can have access to the legendary items. Rank 3 in Freelancers Guild will give you access to legendary ship weapons. Once you get level 3 Bounty Hunters Guild status, you'll have access to all the legendary ship modules. Getting rank 3 in the Mercenaries Guild will give you all the on-foot legendary items. Now let me show you the best missions to grind, starting with the Mercenaries Guild. If you're broke as a joke, you'll want to do these 0 money, 0 EXP missions so you can loot a bunch of items. I don't do those though. The very best mission you want to grab is to help somebody escape. It doesn't matter who they are, just help them escape. That's the very best mission that you can complete the quickest. Inside these escape towns, there will be no loot crates inside the building, so don't even bother checking. This is simply about pounding out this mission as quick as you can. Now the second you hop out of your ship, guys are going to spawn kind of all around you. Mostly what you want to do for now is just hang on the outskirts of town and buck down all these bad guys with extreme prejudice. You'll need to beef down 10 or 15 of these defenders, and then eventually there's going to be an exclamation point that spawns. That's exactly where the person is you need to go to and rescue. Alright, well, that didn't take that long. Now, as soon as you see the exclamation point, just kind of like Iron Man all the way there, it's the quickest way. Once you locate your target, just interact with them, and then Iron Man all the way back to the outskirts of town. There we go, mission complete. The next best mission to grind will be doing the hacking missions. They're super duper quick as well. Sometimes there'll be low-level dudes here, just buck them down. Once you're inside, you can activate the mission. Now you can either fight them here. If you're a low level, that's kind of dangerous, you might die. Might as well just kind of come out here, pick a side. As long as you can see inside for a clear shot, that's where you want to be. Doing these hacking missions though, you will most definitely want a sniper rifle. The rescue missions, you won't need it as much, but for here, definitely need a sniper rifle. You want to shoot them as soon as they drop in. As a low level, I recommend that you take this approach because you can get overwhelmed if you start missing your shots and they'll just pile up on you, and the next thing you know, you're going to get beefed on and have to start the mission all over again. Initially, these guys are going to try to run right for you, but if you do miss a couple of your sniper shots, they will try to get inside that building and start to disarm it. And you don't want that to happen because that'll stop the timer from counting down. That will then cause you to take longer to complete your missions, and you don't want to do that when you're grinding them out. Hamming it out won't take you very long. You'll be a level 15 soldier by the time you can get these legendary items. About every 5 levels in soldier, I'll swing by the Mercenaries Guild really quick, and since I now have access to legendary items, I just buy the very best legendaries possible. The looking for pilot will be your Freelancers Guild section. Now there are tons of missions to choose from, but I like to kill the gang squads or I like to guard the minor workers. Once you stack some missions, check and see if there's any mercenary missions in the same systems as well. So this is a single gray star guard the minor workers mission. This one can be pounded out super duper duper fast. I'm not even joking, we're not even going to do any cuts. Here we go. The main thing you want to keep in mind when doing these missions is these bad guys will try to beef on the civilians right there, and you really need to lay the smack on them as quick as you possibly can in order to protect the civilians. If all the civilians die, well, you end up failing the mission and you won't get any mission experience, which is horrible. Now, these single star missions will have very few ships and they will only be one single wave, which is, you know, super duper cheese because look how quick we finished that. That was a lot of experience for basically little effort. Well, that was easy. Let's head to our next target. This is a level 3 destroy the gang squad mission. This one is going to be considerably more difficult, although, yeah, if you consider difficult just having more ships to beef down, then yeah, I guess it's a little bit more difficult. What I like to do is just take down the majority of the ship shields with my rail guns, and then after I get all these ship shields down, out come the Gatling guns to mow them down completely and totally with extreme prejudice. Once I have my Gatling guns out, if there are any ships that have shields left, I just try to close distance and get as close as I possibly can with the Gatling guns, because at that point it doesn't really matter. Well, that wasn't too bad. It was just about laying down a whole bunch of DPS before they could kill me. Getting to rank 3 in the Freelancers Guild is even faster than doing the Mercenary Guild rank grind, which is really awesome. Guess I'm gonna have to buy some upgrades. If you want to get your bounty hunting guild's rank up to level 3 as quickly as possible, I highly recommend that you go for the lowest missions possible, because they basically all give you the exact same amount of experience. It's just way faster to beat up on a whole bunch of low-level bounties. That way you'll get level 3 way quicker. And this guy looks like a scumbag, so he's going to be going down first. While you're doing bounty hunting, make sure you check and see if there's any freelancer missions in the same systems as well as mercenary, because it really does help when you do everything in the same location. Once you arrive in system, some of these bounty missions will require you to actually send out a probe first, so make sure you go to your scanner and then send out a catcher. Before you head out to do your very first bounty mission, make sure that you sign up for the Exploration Guild, because doing this act right here, right now, is actually how you get into the Exploration Guild. So yeah, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Stage 1 of your bounty hunting mission will always be about smoking a whole bunch of bad guys, and once you get them all totally and completely smoked, there'll be a black box that you need to check into. Once you murk the last bad guy, the black box will actually spawn. You can find that by holding down F and then going up to the little box up there. You'll have to look for it in the list. There it is. Now just connect to it. Looks like our bad guy is going to be located in system 767. At this point, space greed's probably going to take over, so combine all those crates into one, then you'll scan that individual crate and see what kind of loot they got, and likely they're going to have a lot of really good loot for us that's going to help us pay the bills. Once you know your next system location, of course, go and check and see if there's any freelancer missions as well as any mercenary missions, because it does help to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because flying around everywhere takes for freaking ever. Here we are in system 767, and I'm doing the catcher scanning again just so I can get some free exploration rank. You might as well, even if it's not required to find your bounty. And why looky there, we even found an anomalous reading. As long as you stick to low-level bounties, this second location will be the very end, and this is where you'll get all your mission experience. But if you choose to do a higher-level mission, you might be going to even another system and a system after that. So yeah, it's totally not worth it. In the beginning, I did try to do missions that were right around my level or a little bit higher, and boy oh boy did it take longer. It wasn't worth it. The last guy down, guess I'll just have to sit here and totally enjoy all the feels of getting a boat ton of experience. Yeah, I guess the only thing that's left to do is to totally scavenge all the floating corpses and blown up ships left here in space, then we'll go grab another bounty mission. Seriously, if you want to get to rank 3 in your bounty guild as quickly as possible, just grind out the lowest rank missions. You'll thank me later, trust me. Once you have rank 3, you can hit up the legendary terminal and buy all the very best ship components possible. And if you want to do the maximum amount of damage, you're going to want to look for everything that has willpower and reflexes. You guessed it, I pimped out this ship as much as possible with the very best legendary modules I could find. Now, if you want to get the very best fighter in the game, head over to System Z1. Once you arrive in System, head over to the Angrazi outpost. It's going to be right next to the Stargate. Head inside and look for the ship terminal itself. What you're going to be looking for is the Zagan Warrior. That is an awesome ship. Now, don't get overzealous and just immediately buy it, because you're going to want to make sure at least 2 of the 3 of those special ability perks are awesome. If they're not, just reload the save that you created when you landed here. What you're looking for is the defensive T1 perk, which this one has, as well as the engine boost, which this one has, and if you have all power, that's the ultimate, but I'll just go with Cargo Keeper. Cargo Keeper will end up keeping all my loot safe. Scumbags won't be able to scan me. Now that you have your brand new mega ship, head over to the faction hangar. Once you arrive, head over to the upgrade terminal. You're going to want to add tiers to your ship. Now, this can get super expensive, but it really makes your ship a ton better. It also doesn't hurt to add levels to your ship as well to match your pilot level. Head over to the unique modules terminal and buy yourself a defensive module as well as a unique offensive holder. Back on the upgrade terminal, now you can add these to your ship. Keep in mind, once you add a module there, you cannot ever remove it, so just make sure you get the right modules. You can edit the paint job on the new ship on that center console. You can make it pretty much whatever color you want. You guessed it, probably going to go with blue and yellow. Yep, that looks very Hawks Gaming. I like it. If you found this video helpful, be sure to check out my other SpaceBourne 2 videos. You're going to love them.